walking unsteady, my eyes are crossed. Thought I had bravery, but I'm so lost. Freezing my heart, I defrost. Thought I was ready, I took the loss. Walking unsteady, my eyes are crossed. Oh, my nexus. 1, 2, 3, you'll find me in the fields of every harmony. I'm alive. walk among the stars tonight and found myself a wash in colored light. It felt like spirits had awakened me. This carnival of animals had taken me.
What is up, everyone? It's me, your boy Mason, or Knight TV, here with some Hearthstone action today. I'm coming today with Corey, or Shadow Knight. Corey, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Corey, aka Shadow Knight.
And today we have a very close and very important TESPA varsity match today for Hearthstone. We have Arcadia versus Wyoming University.
And
both teams are 3-2 right now for the season. And
whoever wins
this is a play-in match for playoffs.
Whoever wins this game is going to be in playoffs.
Yeah, this is a very high-stakes game we have here. The loser is not getting into playoffs, and the winner should clinch their way into playoffs here. So stakes are really high. I bet tensions for every 6 players are really probably nervous right now.
Yeah, they should be. This is the varsity matchup.
I didn't mean to cut you off there, Corey. My bad.
This is a varsity matchup.
Yep. Today we have Arcadia going for a more aggro-style deck list today. They're trying to really just beat up Wyoming, face kind of a deviation from their usual tech. They've been going for more control-y, mid-range bomb and weapon removal kind of techs, but today they're going full-on face damage today, which is quite a switch-up, and they were planning on countering Wyoming here, but it does appear that Wyoming has also switched up their lineups to a more mid-range control-y with a bomb warrior. So it'll be very interesting to see how this matches up. We should have bans in right now, and it would appear that we're about to get ready into game 1.
Do we know what they banned, Mason?
Let's see. Arcadia University has banned their Paladin. That is the good play because Paladin is very good into aggro-style lineups with all their buffs and their taunts in the way. It really tampers an aggro's deck's ability to push face damage. And with stuff like Libram of Hopes, it's really impossible for an aggro deck to beat a Paladin. So a good ban from Arcadia to ban their pure Paladin today. I am interested to see this Druid into this lineup because Quest Druid, is very late game. You have to get the quest in, and it basically makes Druid not be able to play the game for 4 or 5 turns. So into an aggro deck, I feel like this is a very weak deck, but it can get there if it needs to. You have any opinions on these decks, Corey?
I do not. I think you're absolutely right.
Should be interesting to see how this goes. Wyoming has banned Arcadia's Hunter, which is a good ban because Hunter is one of the best aggro decks in the game. So Arcadia banning their Paladin to help their aggro, and Wyoming banning Arcadia's Hunter to stop their face damage push. Another deck I'm really interested in looking at is this Control Shaman. We've been seeing it coming up more in TESPA and in other competitions like Grandmasters, a Control Shaman kind of lineup. After Shaman's been such a dead class for so long, it seems that Control Shaman just popped out of nowhere and has been winning games a lot. I'm interested to see how this works.
You're absolutely right. It did pop out of nowhere.
Yeah, I saw it come up and I was like, oh shit, Shaman's here again? Let's go. It has some weapon tech in it too, which Arcadia was really hoping not to run into. Stuff like Ooze and Devolving Missiles and stuff. It's really hard to get aggro into early counters like this with Witch's Brew for the AoE damage. I think this Control Shaman could pull a win off if played to its fullest ability. But the thing about having an aggro lineup like Arcadia does is that sometimes it just wins. Like, it doesn't matter what you bring. Aggro, if they pull the right cards and you don't play perfectly into it, can just win the game. So I'm interested to see how well the Shaman is going to play into this matchup.
Aggro, you just need to get as much face damage done as possible and as fast as possible.
Yep, I think Shaman and Bomb Warrior will probably be their hardest matchups here. The Wyoming has gone for a greedy Bomb Warrior list, which almost mirrors Arcadia's Bomb Warrior. Their list runs they just want to slam as much face damage and get bombs into decks as well for both teams. So this would be an interesting mirror to watch because I do not think Arcadia's Bomb Warrior runs Athletic Studies, but they both are Galakron, Kronks kind of Bomb Warriors, which are really greedy builds. This Quest Druid is also interesting to see because it does just pop off when it needs to.
Their Bomb Warrior also runs weapon removal now, doesn't it?
It does have one Acidic Swamp Ooze in there and no Yoinky guys. So only one Ooze, which is actually a big maker here. Very important. Just having one Ooze really stops all of Bomb Warrior's tempo on 4. It's such a good 2-drop, especially into this matchup. So I would say that Wyoming's Bomb Warrior might have the edge just because of that one Ooze. If they can get it, it really changes the game up from turn 4 and beyond.
It really does.
I think it's a really nice tech when you're trying to go into a mirror here. Wyoming really switching it up, though. Wyoming has been playing a lot of Highlander, a lot of mid-range decks, and they've almost gone a complete different kind of build with an aggro on the bomb and a very smorky kind of deck to almost 3 controlled trolley decks. Quest Druid's a very late-game scaly kind of champion with a lot of sustain over time. And then Control Shaman is just control, so it's really hard to keep a board against this class. And this archetype. I, for one, love Shaman. Corey does not love Shaman, though.
You're absolutely right. I do not love Shaman.
Oh, we're getting a lot of it tonight, aren't we?
We are.
I'm interested to see what each team queues up first here.
I personally have always viewed Shaman as a joke deck.
Well, we're going to see tonight in TESPA Varsity, one of the most important matches of Varsity this season, playoff berths. We'll see if Shaman really can pull it off, and if it's not just a joke deck, if it's an actual important deck that people need to look out for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm running out of things to say. Yeah. Yep. That's fine. Yeah. So it's looking like we're taking a long time to find these first matches. I guess both teams are very confused on which deck they're going to run first because I don't know either. So we're going to go to a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll have Game 1 of Arcadia University versus Wyoming State.
You want me to? I've been looking at you from across the room, and all these lies look didn't compare to you. And I'd be with you if you asked me to, 'cause you know no one else compares to you, compares to you. I've been falling, 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 falling. You keep me coming, coming, coming.
Welcome back, everyone. We are into game 1 here of Arcadia versus Wyoming University. And so for the first games here, we have a warrior versus a shaman matchup. And I don't know how exactly this matchup's going to go. I think it will be more warrior favored than the rest of Arcadia's decks. I think this is a good pick into it. The shaman's very controlling on the board, and warrior, especially bomb warrior, just wants to beat him in the face. So I think shaman could have a hard time early here, but as control decks do go, if shaman can get away with the game and maintain board pressure, it could be annoying for Arcadia to get through.
Absolutely, and it is a control shaman after all.
Yeah, do be controlling. With the, I don't think they run the ooze tech in the shaman. They might. If they do, then that could be.
They do run
they do,
two
yep.
acidic swamp oozes in this.
That card is the bane for all bomb warriors. It could be really annoying, especially as a 2-drop. It just sitting in your hand until the bomb warrior plays his bomb, his wrench caliber, and can only swing one bomb to the deck before it gets instantly oozed. And while Arcadia is running a horde pillager, maybe even 2, to get those bombs back, get those wrench calibers back, it will be difficult for the early game for this bomb warrior to get a lot of pressure if the ooze tech is in there and in hand ready to be played.
Absolutely.
So starting off, we have a normal control and a normal warrior turn 1 and 2, which is a pass, and then both sides hero powering. Off the top, we have a Corsair Cache, which is a very, very critical card in Bomb Warrior because it instantly pulls you the Wrench Caliber, which on 3 mana, they will be able to play it next turn. So this is a very good top deck for Arcadia. A second hero power coming out. The Searing Totem coming out is... I think the Searing Totem isn't too much of a pain for Arcadia. They will most likely just swing this taunt and just ignore that for now and just swing everything else face. This 1/1 shouldn't run away from them with the game, so they're fine with just leaving that for the rest. The rest of this damage should go face. We got the Quinn, the 5-drop, a Harrison Jones tech, yeah. That's the second tech card they put in here. Which is very important here, that they get a Harrison Jones out, especially because they just drew 3 cards off that as well. This is a very good 5-drop for Wyoming University here. Arcadia is looking a little frazzled now.
What Arcadia could do is shield slam the 1/1, blade storm the 5/4.
That is a option they had to clear the board. I do not think they are too pressured by this right now. So what they're going to do is maintain this board control, get some spells, get these lackeys, maintain board pressure. I don't think there's too much threat from this Harrison right away, especially when they have like coerces in hand. They have a lot of single target those destroys. They have shield slams, coerces, 2 blade storms, 1 whirlwind. They have a lot of spells and not a lot of bombs right now. Which really goes to show how good this Harrison on 5 was. It really just shut down Arcadia's whole play because they're not going to be really using these spells for like a single turn.
It was a good move on Wyoming's part.
Now they're going to decide to choose a spell. They decide to go with Inner Rage and Shield Slam the Harrison Jones. Yep, that is perfect with 4 armor for the 4 health minion. I was almost tempted to see if they would go for the Charge, which basically gives you a rush minion on that turn, but they decided to go for the Inner Rage. I guess pushes a little more damage.
The one and only bomb that what they had in their deck.
Yeah, this Blastmaster Boom is no longer spawning any bombs. Bomb Warrior is not doing much bomb stuff right now, which is very scary for Arcadia because, like I said, if a Control Warrior can run away with board pressure and just win the game, and just like keep going, putting the pressure on as controlling the game practically, he will just win. So this is very scary for Arcadia to not get that many bombs in deck already, and to really have dead hands right now. This Quartermaster and this Ethereal Lackey did put out some pressure, but I don't think it's enough right now for a Shaman on 5 mana. A second hero power for the Shaman, and then the Lightning Storm just cleans everything up with the Searing Totem. This is very scary. Arcadia does not have literally anything on board right now, and they're only pulling spells. This is really annoying for Arcadia right now. They're looking to probably just hero power and pass. They do have Galakron on 7 to play. They always have a card to play on 7 if they just want to rip a Galakron and get a minion. But it really feels bad for them right now. This hand draw is not good for Arcadia. Especially as the longer the game goes on, there's more chance that the ooze is in hand, so that anytime they play this wrench, it's just going to get instantly oozed. So the longer this game goes on, the more the Shaman, I think, has a chance to win here. Arcadia needs to push the pressure early, but that Harrison Jones just ruined everything.
And that Shaman also has quite a few chances to heal itself with Tidal Wave.
It does, yes. Perma board clear, perma devolving missiles and stuff like that. It's really scary for this warrior to get through now. I do think Arcadia can get through still. They still have wrenches. They still have horde pillagers. They would need Wyoming would need both oozes to deal with a wrench and a second a horde pillager for the third weapon, because horde pillagers re-equip the destroyed weapons. So Arcadia does have a chance here. They are just going to play the Diligent Note Taker and not play a spell because they don't feel this Note Taker is very scary, very in danger right now. So they feel fine with just putting him down for a 2-3 on board. The Spell Burst will eventually pop, probably setting it up for a big turn 7. And Arcadia is just at an impasse here. Kronks and Galakron are really... That's a really weird card to top deck because you have Galakron in hand. Kronks, like any other minion, could have been nice to play. So I think they're tempted and only just forced to just play this Galakron here.
But that Kronks, getting that out after the Galakron could be useful for board clear with that devastation.
Ooh, wait. A 7-6 Barov is actually really unlucky for Arcadia because a lot of Barov plays end up with the Barov trying to die. So not being able to kill it is annoying. However, they do have Whirlwind and stuff for the Barov Battlecry. I don't think it's the worst card to have buffed, but it is definitely not happy to see. There are way better cards you would like to see. This Kronks could come out if Shaman goes wide here. If Wyoming decides to really push the advantage here, Kronks could go out and devastation the entire board.
Absolutely.
Arcadia is really, really struggling right now with their cards. And we don't know if Wyoming might be able to sense it now because of the fact that they've really had such dead turns. So Wyoming might try to push the issue here, which could be an overextend into this Kronks. We'll see.
It also seems like Wyoming's been struggling with their cards as well.
Yeah, the Harrison Jones was like a big play, and I think it just solo like wins them the game. But other than that, they have not pushed too much. They've been doing a lot of totemic calls, which generally just don't give you any good totems. Yeah, especially if they're doing this for whatever reason to get it out of their hand. Yeah, they had to spell that totem down because their hand would have been full, and they don't want to overdraw. Now this is so awkward for Arcadia. I think they might just go for a Kronks here, just to clear this board and to get a 6-6 down. Krasnov is just bad without a wrench. It might be their only play because they can Kronks at hero power for just a little bit more damage on board. They might not even go for the deal 5 to all minions. They might go for some other kind of Kronks ability. We'll see what they do here. I think Kronks is their best play, however. They are going to summon an 8-8 with Taunt. I don't know how I feel about this because Devolving Missiles exists. However, it is an 8 cost and a 6 cost, so Devolving doesn't necessarily destroy these cards and like put them out of the game.
They also do have 2 hexes, which does turn that 8-8 down to a 0-1 frog.
That could be a thing we see Wyoming do here. I mean, it is an 8-8 as opposed to, yeah, that could happen. Haggis the Steam skills. I think Wyoming has just so many like ways to answer all these plays by Arcadia. It's really hard to come back, especially when that weapon disappears. Sword and Board's clean kill on the O2 if they so desire. Arcadia is really not having too much fun with these draws. Yeah, they just have the hero power. I don't even think they'll play any other cards this turn. Looks like they just swing face and end turn. Yep. This is scary indeed because they have no bombs in deck, so they have no Blastmaster Boom for over-the-top damage, which is really scary because the Shaman just can chill. However, one good thing is Arcadia is at 40 health right now with the armor, and they can always do 3 damage every turn with Galakron's Might, their hero power. So it's not a totally losable situation with Galakron. It definitely gives the warrior more options with what they can do. However, them not really being able to play the game for about 10 turns now is really scary because Bomb Warrior is not like not a deck you want to just wait until turn 10 on, especially into a control deck. You don't want the control to run away from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Our Bomb Warrior is more of a deck that you want to go fast with than anything else.
I think that Harrison Jones tech and just the coin to play it instantly on turn 5 or turn 4 was just so critical to this game. It slowed down Arcadia so much. I mean, if they drew better cards, then maybe it didn't impact it so much. But the fact that it did that so hard, it ruined the game so hard already. And we see Wyoming University going for an Earthquake just to clear a card out of their hand. They've been having a lot of card trouble. They've been having
Looks
10
like
cards
they
in their
played
hand.
the Earthquake just to get make sure they don't overdraw.
Yeah, they have not been playing many cards right now, so that's either concerning or very happy. I mean, they're playing a control deck, so they have no reason to play cards. Control is very reactionary here, so they're going to wait for Arcadia to play something and then just instantly counter it.
Wyoming is at a 9-card total in their hand.
Yeah, I'm assuming Wyoming can play a good couple of cards this turn and clear out their hand space, because now Arcadia has gone wide again. Yep, they choose the Devolving Missiles this year, which I think is scary when... I don't know if Arcadia's list runs Rattlegore or not, but if there's a Rattlegore, having a Devolving for that is really nice because it just takes Rattlegore out of the game. However, they decide to do this because, yeah, they have a Gidra to follow it up. It makes a really clean trade here, because this Gidra gets the +4 to both stats.
Makes it a
And
5/8.
this becomes really scary. A 5/8 with Wind Fury. Pushing 11 damage on board right now with this Wind Fury. A Horde Pillager is a good pickup, though, for Arcadia, but I don't even know if they want to rip it right now because of how scary this board is. We might see them attempt to do a Barov play, and that looks like what it is. A Barov Whirlwind would clean up this game, or this board here. Oh, they decided to Blade Storm and not Whirlwind.
Do they realize that? Did they not realize they had a Whirlwind in hand?
I guess they decided they wanted a Blade Storm. Maybe they think Whirlwind's got a better use. It ends up being fine. If they do Whirlwind, they could have Hero Powered for the thing too, and I think Whirlwind's best with Barrel because it literally just does 1 damage, while Blade Storm doesn't until a minion dies. So Blade Storm pushes more damage than Whirlwind in certain situations, but they are going to decide to Blade Storm this. Maybe they just wanted to clear out the mana. Who knows? Or maybe they're looking at their deck list. They found a better use for this Whirlwind later. We'll see. Interesting play. Arcadia does get the Wrench back in hand. They finally get a swing into them. So if it doesn't get oozed instantly, they will have 2 bombs in their deck, which gives Blastmaster Boom 4 bombs, which is really important in a Bomb Warrior matchup because Blastmaster Boom is just a pivotal card, especially because, he does bomb stuff, which is what a Bomb Warrior should be doing.
And assuming they don't have that ooze in hand, they can get another set of damage with that wrench if they do drop their Krasinov.
Ah, yes, indeed. If they play a minion and this thing rushes into something, if they don't play a minion, though, Krasinov doesn't give them anything. I would assume they're going to probably get a hero power here. That's the second Hagatha scene we see here, so that's their last big board clear. Yep, and they do have the ooze. They decide to scheme first so they can have the ooze down. That's Arcadia's second weapon destroyed. They only have 1 more here with a Horde Pill, with the second wrench, which, hey, there it is. They just get it off the top. I would assume they slammed this wrench because they just saw ooze, and they really don't want to get oozed again by waiting. Because the longer as the game goes, the less cards that are in the deck, the more likely it's in their hand. So they want to get this out now. And they are going to throw the Krasinov because it's a good mana usage here, and because the longer it takes, again, the less likely this wrench is going to live. So they want to push as much damage with the wrench now.
Absolutely.
I do believe they're deciding which one to hit.
And Arcadia does have 1 more Horde Pillager that they could pull out for another set of Wrench Calibers.
Yep. They have the second Horde Pillager, so if this thing gets oozed again, we have a second Horde for these wrenches. We should be seeing 2 bombs into Shaman's deck out of 13. It'll be 14 then cards with 2 bombs. 1 out of 7 cards will be a bomb, which is a pretty good chance. I'm pretty sure I have lost Tespa Varsity because of a 1 in 7 chance bomb before, though, so they decided to make this trade here with the 4/3 goes into the 1/1. They want to keep Krasinov more healthy as opposed to putting it into the 2/3.
Yeah, that way they can get more charges off the Wrench Caliber.
Yep. They want to attempt to keep Krasinov really healthy here so it doesn't die to any 1/1 cheese. I do believe this Krasinov could die. I think there's a lot of things Shaman can do to deal with this, but if it doesn't, then Wyoming is really worried here because this wrench is just going to keep scaling up as Krasinov starts hitting. So I think they're debating on either whether to commit something really important to this. Well, that's a commit to the Cobalt Sticky Fingers, which they do run. That is just a good card. Now they have a wrench, and now they get to put bombs into Arcadia's deck, which is less good than putting bombs in someone else's deck, as we have learned. Arcadia has 1 bomb in their deck, and Wyoming has 2. Well, they do have an upgrade, which is kind of like a
Dead card at this point.
Well, if they get Horde Pillager and they can get the weapon, they push a little more damage. It's like a Krasnov, but without a minion, without Rush, without a 4/4. Kind of bad. Corsair is a dead card here because both of their wrenches have been drawn. So if they ever find a way to use this just for funsies to get the mana out of the way, they will, just to get a card out. Arcadia's at a weird situation here. They don't know. It is awkward for what they want to do here. They might even think to just upgrade for a weapon and hero power to kill the 4/4. They're at 44 health here, which is really nice, especially with 2 bombs in Shaman's deck. If Shaman just starts healing up, it is very scary. But yeah, go ahead.
They could Corsair the 4/4.
Yeah, without the weapon, the Corsair's a dead card. I think they're just gonna play it, right? Oh, they're not. Do they have? No, they drew both wrenches, right?
They did.
I think they just play that just to use it, but they could be holding it just to scare them off, just to worry the other team. Think they have 6 cards in hand. A lot of these coerces and blade storms and brawls and stuff are really bad now, but if Shaman ever overcommits on the board, a brawl could just shut that down, and that would probably swing the favor back into the warrior here. The Knights have really held on with such a handful of spells practically, and really relying on top decks to help them win this game is really nice. Arcadia has 41 health to the Shaman's 15, which is always good to see, having more health than your opponent.
Absolutely, and not having any minions on board does take out the tidal waves.
Yep. The Shaman might just feel like tidal waving himself, which he does, yes. He just wants to tidal wave himself for healing, which I was thinking is a plan they could do here, because it could end up being a fatigue matchup here. Now it's 2 bombs on both sides. There's 1 bomb, so now the Knights have no more armor, and well, now they can get some armor back with a shield block if they so desire to draw another card, which it looks like they do. Deathwing is a very nice card here. Getting a 12/12 on board is just beautiful, especially when you've seen 1 devolving missiles. You know the other is probably in their hand, but it's always a good card for just a board clear.
They only have 1 devolving missiles, but they do run 2 hexes, so that 8 12/12 can become a 0/1.
If that thing gets hexed, we are a little worried for Arcadia's the rest of their game here if this 12/12 doesn't get anywhere.
And that's that's another bomb on Wyoming.
Yeah. I think drawing that bomb is actually bad in this situation because boom is one of their win conditions here. So now boom only summons 2 bombs as opposed to 4, which is a lot of damage over time if he hits the high rolls. So Arcadia probably slapping themselves in the head a little bit for bad RNG, but I mean 5 damage is 5 damage, so we'll take what we get.
Sometimes it's just the luck of the draw that makes them lose the game.
Oh, this card, Instructor Fireheart. So, what kind of spell do they pull here? They could be looking for heal here at 15. They look for. Oh, that could be big too. Going wide on the board, especially with taunts. The warrior can't do much other than brawling it here. Which it's only 4 minions on board. The brawl isn't that good here. We'll see what their second spell is. That, however, is a really good card to have because now if it gets brawled, all of the minions come back. So Arcadia is now they're really struggling, especially because this Kobold's in hand with only 1 health. So what I think they have to do here is, Whirlwind, or they could Inner Rage the Kobold to kill it. It comes back as a 4/4. Then you Blade Storm all the minions. Then they come back again. It's weird here. This is a really awkward turn for Arcadia. I think it has something to do with using both of their AoE clears, like a Brawl and a Blade Storm or something. Because it pops all their death rattles and then you blade storm the rest of them out. Or they might just look to Deathwing here, which would pop all of their. It would pop all their death rattles. They still have so much on board though. I don't know if that's the play. It looks like they're gonna go for a Brawl Blade Storm here. 2/3 lives. The Kobold and 1/2/3 will live, but this looks like it was their best play here. They should be Blade Storming after this, yep.
They absolutely should, you're right.
Yep. That kills 2 of these minions. One comes back. I don't think they're tempted to work. Oh, they hero power and they can kill the 2/3. Yep, this is fine. They're gonna interrage the 4/1/2 to kill it. This is really good. That was a scary turn for Arcadia. They had to commit a lot to clear this, but ending up they really didn't take any face damage from it, especially from a play like that, which uses a legendary. That's the second bomb for Wyoming. No more bombs in the deck, and really not too likely to get anymore unless a Horde Pillager off the top. This this Boom Master Boom is just not feeling too hot right now.
No, it's not.
That clear was really good for Arcadia, though. Wyoming is just at 10 health, so all it takes is for just a tiny bit of damage to push this. They could just tempo out a Deathwing or anything into control here. They just want to probably push the effort, or push the issue. I am afraid of giving them too many turns, though. The Shaman could still just play.
As long as Wyoming doesn't play any taunts, it could just end up being a face race with Arcadia using hero powers to bring them down to dead faster.
Yeah, I do believe that Arcadia would win a fatigue matchup. So what could happen here is we see Arcadia just never play a minion and only use like hero powers and Horde Pillagers for weapon. Maybe not even Horde Pillager, like no minions at all. So the Control Warrior can't do much controlling. The second this Control Warrior goes like wide with some taunts, he Deathwings it and goes over the top. Yep. There's a Rich's Brew here. They had to heal up. This is one of the issues with the face race here is that the Shaman does have a lot of healing here, especially if he doesn't want to use any weapons, or if he doesn't want to play any minions. The Tidal Wave also heals the second Tidal Wave. He has a second Witch's Brew, which could heal him for like a lot, because he's going to be at 10 mana and it repeats. He'll repeat it 5 times, which would be 4 times 5, that's 20. He could heal 20 health if he so desires on this Shaman. However, the Warrior always does 3 damage because of Galakron's hero power. It looks like they're going to draw cards. This could be scary because I think Arcadia has 1 bomb left in their deck. They have 4 cards to Shaman 7, so they'll start fatiguing earlier, which could end up because fatigue ramps. And at the Shaman at 18, who can keep healing himself, a fatigue matchup could be detrimental to Arcadia's play here.
Absolutely, Mason.
Sword and Board could do something. Armor is nice. I don't think they are tempted to Sword and Board this thing. It feels weird, but they might just. Or they're going to take 3. Yep, they're just going to take 2 and hit that. It's fine. I think Arcadia is going to hold their. I don't think they're ever going to tempo out this Deathwing. I think they're going to use it to just deal with whatever board they play out, whatever Wyoming plays. Because I think if they are trying to take it into a fatigue kind of match, then yeah, stuff like this too is really good. Because now this minion only gets to swing once if they Deathwing it, so it's only healing 4 as opposed to getting a Wind Fury like 8. Oh, and a Horde Pillager is nice too. I think Arcadia is just going to, they're just going to play it. They're going to think about it first before they play it. Because they definitely want to kill this 4/8. So they're figuring out how to do it. They're just going to coerce it. Yep. That is clean. Probably going to play a lot of things here, yeah.
Sword and Board the 0/2?
I don't know if I want a Sword and Board. I think I want to upgrade hero power and push as much damage as I can now. But Sword and Board is also good just to kill this minion. I mean, you could never know. A healing minion could come in clutch eventually, but I think I want to push as much damage as possible here. So I think that's the debate they're having right now. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for the upgrade first. That's leading me to believe they're going to hero power instead, which, yep, that's what they do. That's pushing a whole 3 more damage face, which is really pivotal here, especially because it is just going to be a fatigue matchup. 6 to 3 cards. And they get to swing another bomb in, which very well could get top decked here. It does not. It's a 1 in 6 chance now of a bomb getting top decked. So Arcadia wants to just put them under 5 health or around that range so that a bomb top deck just kills them instantly. Not going to make that mistake that I made last year at Tesla Varsity and just like hope that I draw like 3 bombs in a row and win the game. Instead, they're going to push lethal with it.
Having that 1 bomb in hand and topping out Blastmaster Boom might also win them the game.
Yeah, just having 2. Oh, this Tidal Wave's annoying, but it's only healing 9, which, there's worse Tidal Waves that could have happened. Arcadia might be tempted to just tempo out this Deathwing now. Yeah, they want to push this damage. You get hit for 12 here as Shaman. You're at 8. You're really scared because of hero powers too. Oh, this just puts them at... This puts them really low here. They have to deal with this Deathwing, which I'm assuming is going to get hexed here. Unless
If
it's one of
they
the
have
5
the
cards in their deck. Yep. They do have 5 cards left in their deck, so there could be a chance that it isn't here, but I do believe they have it. It does look like they have it, yes. But they had to do it, and then which is Groundskeeper? Yep. Yeah, this is scary. Arcadia does just have 3 damage every turn, but Arcadia is fatiguing a lot earlier now. Especially with the bomb. They're out of cards now, so Arcadia is going to start fatiguing 5 whole cards before the Shaman does, which is really bad because Shaman has heal, and this Warrior just doesn't have any healing anymore. I'm almost tempted to summon out this Boom because there's nothing better you're going to do, and like maybe coerce this 4/5. I do think Arcadia wants to weave in hero powers, though. This is going to get really scary for Arcadia here. See what they're doing. I mean, Boom's a dead card, so it's better to play it now than never. It's a 7/7 on board. It could just do it if it doesn't get dealt with. Yep. Yep, and Boom. Boom. They have 1 bomb in their deck. Yeah. So these Boom bots could be hype too. And they're out of tidal waves here. I think they have another Thunder Strike or whatever it was, so they could deal AoE here, and then thing could kill this Boom. And then once Boom's out of the way, Arcadia is just relying on hero powers here to win the game. With a Witch's Brew in hand and a possible 20 heal is really not looking good for Arcadia here, especially when they start taking ramping fatigue damage.
No, it is not.
With the hero power, they could still win it just by not because this Shaman isn't really hitting them in the face ever. So fatigue is going to take a little while. Now this Earthquake comes out. Yep.
Unfortunate that it only goes 5.
It could have gone 8. It could have gone 2, so at least we're happy about that. Arcadia's going to start fatiguing. They're just out of cards now. I do believe they just can see here. There wasn't really much. They lose this race because every time they hero power, it's just going to get Hagatha's team eventually. A really close game for how detrimental that Harrison was. That was a really good play out of Arcadia. I think they made the best out of what they had. Their hand was really dead, full of a lot of spells, and it was really awkward that they got Harrison Jones on turn 4, which really just set them back that whole game. Although they almost pushed
Jones might have just cost Arcadia that first round.
Yeah, I do think that card just won the game because it shuts down Warrior so heavily early that it's really hard to come back from stuff like that. Arcadia did really hold on well, but to be fair, it wasn't to a control deck who isn't pushing the issue as much as they are reactively playing the game. So it was interesting to see how that game worked out. It almost went to a fatigue matchup, and with better RNG or better card play, it could have gone either way. Now Arcadia is going to play the Warrior again, it looks like. Because
And being on coin in this matchup, playing against the Quest Druid, is going to be a very good.
I think this Druid might be better for Arcadia, but hopefully
They're
there's
not
no
on.
secret Harrison Jones. Yeah,
They're not on coin. The
Yes.
Wyoming.
this Druid is not on coin. That is so
Which
bad
gives
for Quest Druid.
Arcadia the upper hand in this matchup.
Yep. Because if you don't know, Quest Druid, their quest that they have to complete is to end turns without mana, and the quest costs 1. So on turn 1, if you have coin, you get an extra mana on turn 1, which gives 1 point on your quest out of 4. So if you don't have coin, you're pushing your whole quest back and basically your whole deck a whole turn later. And especially into aggro decks like what Arcadia is bringing, not being on coin is really bad because 1 turn could cost you the game.
Yeah, and they can only mulligan 2 cards here.
Arcadia decides to full molly their hand. Yep, they're going to search for... These are really good. The double chorus probably isn't as good, but Corsair Cash is really good here. And since this Druid does not run Harrison Jones, Arcadia probably can push the issue here. And as we see, Quest coming out first, this is good. Arcadia's just going to pass here. They have no reason to do anything because this Corsair only gives them the 4-drop, so they don't need to coin it. Yep. It's going to be a Corsair on 2, most likely. And they could coin Wrench. I think what Arcadia is looking to do here is Corsair on 2 and then coin out their Wrench Caliber because they just want to push the issue really hard early into this Druid. Because once the Druid starts getting his quests, he starts playing 6/6s with Taunt and healing 12 health, dealing a lot of AoE damage. It gets annoying to play through. Bomb Warrior in particular is just a good matchup also into any Druid archetype at this moment because of how much they draw and the over-the-top damage with Boom and stuff like that. So I think Arcadia is looking to push the issue now as opposed to later. So we see nature studies into a worthy expedition here for free, so they still keep the quest here. And as you can see, they only got 1 tick on their quest, but if they had coin, they would have already been 2 out of 4 on their quest here. So this is really scary because Arcadia is now going to get a lot of swings in here. Crystal Merchant is the best turn 3 card that Druid could get because now he's drawing cards forever. I think Arcadia should ignore this. They have to. Let's see. Yeah. Arcadia's deciding whether to ignore this or not. I think this is better here. It is awkward. You can't really kill this thing ever. Unless if they swung into it then they could have Quartermaster Shield Slammed it. But they don't want to overcommit that hard next turn, I don't think.
No, they don't.
It is really scary to get Druid to draw cards, though, because the second he gets that quest, he's going to have so many payoff cards that it really changes the game very quickly once he gets this quest and he goes to the next turn. So this will be Druid's 3rd. Oh, so they decided to summon the Panther with Power of the Wild here, yeah. This is really smart here, because Arcadia wants to push the issue, but so does Druid wants to survive that issue being pushed, so this is really good. Arcadia might Shield Slam this 3-2, or they could... Yeah, it looks like that might be what they're doing. Or they're just getting a 2-3 on board. We'll see. Oh, Rush Lackey? They might just Rush Lackey into something. We'll see. Arcadia deciding what they want to do with this 1 mana left. I do believe they're gonna play either one of these cards. It's just a choice of which one. I think the Goblin Lackey's better because Goblin Lackey only adds 1 attack and rush. Shield Slam can always scale up and deal with bigger threats like the 6/6 later. They're just going to keep ignoring this Crystal Merchant because they don't want to overcommit on killing it, especially when you're trying to hit them face. This is scary, though, as, again, drawing cards is really scary into Druid here. And it looks like they will get their quest this turn after playing these cards. Nature Studies is another scary card because they could always draw like a Hidden Oasis or something to heal 12 health and summon a 6/6 with Taunt, which would really slow down Arcadia's play. Mostly the 12 health, not the 6/6, because he has double Coerce in hand. But this Nature Studies could end up being scary for Arcadia because of the amount of cards they'll have that are really good into this matchup, especially into aggro decks.
Absolutely right, Mason. Arcadia...
Go ahead, Corey. I didn't mean to cut you off there, buddy.
What I think Arcadia might want to do is use out that weapon or cutting class weapons with face and draw out that Horde Pillager. If they can.
They can't cutting class and Horde Pillager because this weapon doesn't have any buffs on it yet. We get to see a Wrath out here. So they're going to draw two extra cards this turn with the 1 damage. Oh, do they not? They hit it with the 3 damage one instead of drawing 1? It's weird. I guess they don't want to draw anything. I'm fairly certain you would swing 1 in there. Okay, so now the Druid has Quest. So now we can actually see what Quest Druid does, which is... It is scary once you see it. I've played this a couple times, and it is very... Upgrade does give them a cheaper cutting class, but they cannot upgrade cutting class and Horde Pillager in the same turn.
No, they would not have to Horde Pillager this turn if they do play upgrade.
Yep. A mana curve would be just upgrade Horde Pillager, but I would... Nah, you can't upgrade Horde Pillager because it would still have a swing. So it could be upgrade cutting class here and just holding the Horde Pillager. I believe that could be the play because they want to draw cards here. It'd be like upgrade, cutting class, hero power. You could even kill the 1/4 finally, but you've already left it alive for so long, you might as well just ignore it at this point. This guy's probably drawn all the cards he needs. We will see. Arcadia's talking about how they want to play this turn out. They're deciding probably whether to sack the Wrench to get a 4/2 and another Wrench on board, or whether to buff it, do more damage, and draw, which it looks like that might be what they're doing here. And they are going to decide to kill the 1/4 now. Now that the Shaman's on quest, we are a little more afraid of getting beat up by these card draws. Arcadia shuffled, I think, 4 bombs into their deck now? Oh, with the second upgrade too? And that's such a hype top deck. Yeah.
And gaining 2 armor off with it.
Yep. This single Wrench Caliber, as opposed to the Shaman game, has lived for a lot of turns now. Almost 3 turns.
And if I'm Arcadia, I'm hoping that they're drawing out a card here, or playing a minion here, so they could tempo out tempo
Yeah.
out Krasnov for another upgrade.
Krasnov would be really hype, yeah. See how good at not having an ooze is? This is pretty good. They might still Krasnov this, even though it doesn't kill. Oh, two of them? They get Bladestorm, they'd be sad here on the Druid. That's a really wide board. They need to play something else, I would think. They don't have Bladestorm in hand, though, so it is safe. That's like, in retrospect, this is scary if you get Bladestorm, because now both of your taunts are just insta-dead.
They also do have double Corsair.
Yeah, they could double course these things. I think they're holding those for the 6/6s. I think Krasnov's going to go into something here. It doesn't kill, which is awkward, but it's getting you... Oh, okay, so they could do, like, Krasnov. The weapon's going to do 6 damage. They, like, 6 damage the taunt, and then shield slam the rest of the taunt. That would deal with both taunts, and their weapon would be a 6/2 afterwards. The Druid really thinking here. Wyoming, not sure what they want to do. With the second shield slam, I think that could be the play. I do believe pressing the issue here and killing 2 taunts in 1 turn is really beneficial for Arcadia here. That does look like what they're going to do. Yep, that is indeed how they're going to do it. They're going to shield slam Krasnov in. The weapon's going to get bigger. It's going to turn into a 6/2 after this swing, which is very hype. This wrench just sits in hand permanently. This is like the kind of deck that a more greedy kind of double horde pillager bomb warrior wants. Is just a deck without weapon removal, which getting into that shaman really sucks.
Druid has no way to clear this weapon removal.
Yeah, this weapon's sitting forever. It's got double upgraded and has a Crast, which should die this turn, I would think. But now they have double Horde Pillager too. This bomb is going to swing about a bajillion bombs into their deck, which makes a massive boom, as well as doing like 30 damage over the top if they're all shuffled into the bottom and are the last cards drawn. This is a weird turn. They want to make a really giant Gidra here. Because if Arcadia doesn't have anything to deal with it, which
this would be a perfect turn to play the Bladestorm.
Yep. They are going to go to Bladestorm this because to coerce, they need to combo something, and none of these cards are really good to combo because they don't want to play Horde Pillager, obviously, because they don't have any destroyed weapons. So they had to Bladestorm this, which is fine, especially when you have double coerce, and you're playing into Quest Druid, which goes big, not wide. So coerce is a really good card, especially into these 6/6s that they'll play off of Hidden Oasis. I think Arcadia is just pushing the advantage here. My deck tracker isn't working, so I can't tell you how many bombs are in this deck, but I'm assuming it's like 6 now? Yeah, okay, production's confirming it is 6. Which is, you know, a lot. So we're seeing the Druid go wide here, and yep, and they're going to go for the Hidden Oasis here. So they
might want to start off with a Shield Slam to get rid of one of the 3/2s, then combo with the Corsair.
It looks like you are spot on with this one. And they can swing a Horde. Yeah, they're going to swing this face and then Horde Pillager the weapon back. This wrench is never leaving this warrior's hands. And they finally got one Hidden Oasis out of the way, which is important to track because that is that's like Druid's big heal card. So if you can get both Hidden Oases out of the way and just pray he doesn't discover one, it's really good for the late game. They should have 7 bombs in their deck now because they swung again.
And if they draw Blastmaster Boom, that is looking like one juicy Blastmaster with that
Blastmaster Boom is absolutely nutty this game. To play around that, yeah, see, this is why Bomb Warrior is so good into Druid, because Druid does so much drawing of cards that they always just end up drawing a lot of bombs over the top. They are at a range where another Hidden Oasis would heal them back up to full, so that could be a second play they're doing. But second Coerce, we know it's there. If I'm Wyoming, I wouldn't assume they have 2 Coerces in hand for this long. So they could play it here, which would get insta-coerced, and that would be fairly certain their last threat on the board. Stuff like Ysera and Cineris are also their payoff cards. So those are... Ysera and Ysera most likely is the most important card here. Cineris is nice to have 2/2 and taunt, but Ysera gives them so much sustain. It does look like what they're going to do. They're going to Lightning Bloom and Oasis. Lightning Bloom's good to see, nice to see come out because you know that is their Nature Study card. So now you're not afraid of getting
Arcadia could Deathwing here and just get rid of the 6/6 with that, saving the last Corsair and
This
clearing
could-
off some of the 3/2s.
This could be hyped to thinking about it. One of the 3/2s would live, and Deathwing would die, but this is a very good clear to kill 3 things. Arcadia could be tempted to hold this Coerce for a
Assuming if the
Ysera.
Deathwing does hit the 3/2s in a row, it would board clear everything.
It would be a board clear if they hit the RNG, but even then, it will hit the 6/6 no matter what. So that's mostly what they're looking for, yep. Deathwing has indeed hit all of the birds before hitting the 6/6. That is what we like to see here with the RNG. I'm not a statistics major, but I'm assuming that's not that high of a chance. Like a 1
I'm
in
with you. I'm not
4
a
or something.
statistics major either, but that seemed very unlikely to me to happen.
I'm a pessimist here, so I would assume that wasn't going to happen. That's pretty high. I guess it's probably a 50-50 with the first two. You'd have to go into a lot of detail about this. I don't have time for that. Arcadia, that's really hype from to clear this board, just to prevent any damage coming over the top.
Saving that Coerce for Ysera or Scenario.
Probably Ysera. This Coerce is just hype for anything. They also have Brawls in the deck still. I think 1 Brawl. So if Ysera, especially with only 11 cards left, Ysera could shuffle all her dragons into one spot in the deck and then play all 7 of the dragons at once. It might be looking like what they're doing is playing the Ysera here on Innervate. Yes, it is. So what we could see here is Ysera shuffles all 7 dragons in the same spot, then they all get played at the same time, and a Brawl just defeats all of it. I think Arcadia's Kronxing here. Kronxing and Horde Pillaging, or they want to Kronx Coerce. I'm fine with not killing this 4/2 this turn.
That's a 4/12, Mason.
Yeah, it does look like they're going to ignore it. I think that's probably better. Because as opposed to that, you're getting your Horde Pillager out now. Especially when you have Galakron next turn, you can't Horde Pillager and Gala. So this is really hype. Because this 4/2 doesn't kill the... Oh, I'm almost right about all these dragons coming off. This is really good if they get Brawl. However, Arcadia doesn't have Brawl right now, so this could get scary. However, with all the damage they have, this could just be lethal here. They have 10, they have 3 on this. With how many bombs they have in their deck, it could be scary if this 4/9 gets coerced. Ysera has to go into a 4/2
like
here.
6.
It should be 6. I think it was 7 and then it went back. They have 13 in hand, but I'm assuming this 4/2 dies to Ysera. This 2/3 with poison's annoying too. They also, I think Arcadia can also just Galakron here, and then they're doing a lot of damage because they can Galakron Coerce. This is clean right here. They felt the need to Starfall this because of how much damage it was pushing. Yep. Now Arcadia is a little bit concerned because this is a lot of damage on board for the Druid, and they don't have Brawl. So a Brawl top deck is... No, they're not dead this turn, but it sure would help. Barrel works too. They Barrel of Whirlwind, which could be nice to clear this entire board. It does look like that was also a really good top deck for Arcadia. Perhaps even better than a Brawl, because it kills all of them. They cannot get the Galakron out this turn, which is sad, but it's fine because they still get to swing the weapon. They still get to do 3. This Druid has 1 more Hidden Oasis, which is scary. This Druid always has 12 healing in hand, or in one of his 16 cards in deck. A Varanus, that's a pretty nice dragon to pull out. A 7/6 is kind of hype. The Shaman, or the Druid here is generally just looking to keep... I think he wants to keep board pressure here. Doesn't want to let this this damage ever go face again. Especially with 12 healing, they generally win the race. Oasis Surger is a clean clear up here. Now he just has... Yep, they all live. Oh, the Druid's deciding to go wide here. They're just saying, have a Brawl or lose the game. And it's looking like Arcadia does not have a Brawl. So now they're going to have to count on which minion they're going to have to kill. They might just decide to Galakron for 5 armor. They have the Druid has 27 damage right now, and with Scenaris, that would add 2 damage to each one of these minions. So that'd be plus 4 times 2 times 5, 10. So they would be in lethal here with Scenaris on the board. So Arcadia's got to be sweating just a little bit. I do believe they will Galakron and try to kill something with their... They might even feel tempted or like forced to coerce something because of how scary this is. Yes. An 11/11 boom is indeed height to draw. Because now you have an 11/11 on board, and you have, I mean, Boom isn't really, we don't really care about the minion himself, it's the bombs he summons. But now we care because it's a lot of damage.
Assuming that they can top draw a whirlwind, that would be looking like a good combo for them.
I do believe a Sunaris would be nice here, because if you don't want to get hit for a bajillion damage with the bombs, you just make your minions really big. The bombs can't do anything into it. You know, they decide to kill one of these because they don't want to get absolutely beat up. Oh, they might just go face. They're counting how much, how much damage they can push here. So they're pushing 10 right now with these Oasis. If they add another 10, or they're pushing 20, if they add another 10, Arcadia would be perfectly lethal with this Sunaris. And if this dragon is something important.
To be fair, half of Wyoming's deck is now bombed and those dragon portals.
I think this could have been very bad for Arcadia because, I mean, I guess they're dead either way, right? Because they swing here. They're still taking the same damage overall. No, they wouldn't because they kill it before it gets Sunaris. So this could be, if this gets Sunaris and they get perfectly lethal, this is an misplay by Arcadia, I think, to swing face. But they're also just saying, like, have it. And if they don't have Sunaris, they put their opponent to 18. There's a second hidden Oasis. All Arcadia has to do is live a tiny bit. They get a Brawl out here, and it's really hype. Or, this is really scary. They have no Brawl. They could probably just look for a concede here. Shield Block could get them. They might be tempted to. Blastmaster doesn't do anything because they'll just ignore the bombs forever. That might be it here. They're pushing a lot of damage on the Druid side. Blastmaster Boom is not going to do anything with those bombs. I think this game is over for Arcadia. Unless I'm wrong and they do some big brain stuff. That's why they're the varsity team pushing for playoffs here. This could be very scary. They might just play the Boom for fun, but this could happen. They draw a weapon. I think that's over here. Ooh, I guess the Druid could draw all of their bombs at once. Oh, that could be the play here. They're going to wrench up and swing the wrench just so they get one more bomb into the deck. It is very possible that could do it, but I don't think bomb RNG is a very good thing to bank on.
I believe they don't have any more dream portals left, so
it could be
a high chance that they're going to draw a straight bomb.
There's a dream portal? Yeah, it's mostly just bombs left in the deck. If they're all in the same spot, this could happen. Well, I guess we're going to count it down. Here's a bomb. Oh, and that's one bomb. Well, that's unlucky. That's the kind of bomb RNG I got last year in Tespa Varsity too, so happens to the best of us, Arcadia. We don't bank on those. But it was their best out, and honestly, this game went, it didn't go, I don't think it went terribly for Arcadia here. I think the Arcadia's pushing that Wrench Caliber early was just really good. Like, they've had it out for so many turns, they got so many swings, but the Druid, once he gets his quest, that's like the thing of Druid, is he just keeps healing himself for 12. Like, he has 24 healing in 2 cards. So it's really hard to smork down a Druid, especially when he has quests. And even when he wasn't on coin, too, he still did so much. It was really, really annoying to deal with for Arcadia.
Arcadia can smork down this Bomb Warrior 3 times, but keep in mind that they do run an Acidic Swamp Ooze in their deck.
Yeah. The Bomb Warrior lineups for Arcadia and Wyoming University are fairly even. They're both more greedy kind of Bomb Warriors that just want to get as many bomb swings as possible. But Wyoming does, yes, indeed have an Ooze in their lineup, which would kill a single bomb. And in a mirror like this, if you can kill the other team's Wrench Caliber, you just should win the game. So this is interesting to see. Arcadia might decide to switch up their lineup here, or what deck they're going to run, because they don't want to play this mirror. It'll be interesting to see how this works out. I think this game is still winnable for Arcadia for the reverse sweep, but having to try to reverse sweep a very aggro-y deck is kind of hard, because aggro just wins sometimes. So Arcadia has a lot of work cut out for these next 3 games if they have to play all 3.
Absolutely, Mason.
I think they're probably switching up their deck here. I think they're going to go for something different.
I think their best deck for Arcadia to run is Stealth Rogue.
I do think, yeah.
They don't want to lose that Eldrachi Warblades with that Acidic Ooze and have a lot of bombs in their deck.
Yeah, I think Stealth Rogue is their most aggro deck here. Yeah, I think Stealth Rogue could be the play, especially because the Bomb Warrior can't really hit it with anything other than AoE like Blade Storms, which would suck early, but the rogue does have tiny bit of health spaced out, so he could get away with avoiding that. And the stealth rogue does win just by smorking down the other team, which is generally faster than bomb warrior. And the bomb warrior could always just never get his cards that he needs. So I think Arcadia's having a debate right now on which deck they're going to run. We already know what Wyoming's going to run because in the Conquest format, once you win with a deck, you can't play it again out of the 3 decks you bring. So they're stuck on this bomb warrior here, which is it's a really hard deck to sweep, reverse sweep, I think. But I think Arcadia can pull it out. We have seen the opposite of Arcadia's warrior losing 2 times in a row. So you never know. However, Arcadia's been playing into some more sustaining mid-range, late game, and the shaman was more weapon techy to destroy all the weapons. So it could be more awkward because rest of Arcadia's deck doesn't really have much counter for the bomb warrior's early pressure and late game over the top damage, as opposed to the druid who can heal himself and go wide on the board, or the shaman who just destroys the weapon and draws 3 cards with a Harrison Jones and 2 oozes and a kobold. Like, it'll be interesting to see Arcadia try to play this one out.
Absolutely, Mason.
I think Arcadia is definitely debating. They might just go for the bomb warrior again and just say screw it. We're gonna run it and see who wins, because they're gonna have to play it eventually, right? They have to win with all 3 decks into this warrior. So they're either debating on whether to do that or a player's going to the restroom. One of the 2 options. We don't know yet. Looks like they're taking a bit here. I'm sure.
And again, I think their best option to win this next round is with their stealth rogue.
Yeah, if they're looking to get any match wins on, I don't think Tespa Varsity might be different, but I know Tespa Open, and I think Varsity last year, so probably not, doesn't take game wins into account. So if you lose 3-0 or if you lose 3-2, it doesn't matter for your rankings and your overall your playoffs matchups. It's only based on when you lose and who you lost to for your seeding and tiebreakers. But we'll see what Arcadia does. If they do get a win on the stealth rogue, it could give them momentum here. So it's a long debate on whether we're just going to say screw it and we're going to run bomb warrior 3 times and hope we don't get swept, or try to push back and get a game win here. I would assume they're not going to play the demon hunter because you don't want that to get oozed. But the demon hunter is an option, which I think is bad in the bomb warrior from what I know. Either way, it's a long, hard debate for Arcadia University on what they want to play. The big minds over at Arcadia are really theory crafting how they want this game 3 to go in an 0-2 matchup. But they're the experts and we aren't, so maybe they have some special play here that they know of. That didn't happen game 1.
They have only played 2 games.
Maybe we missed game 1 then. Wait, we're getting something in for our production here. Yeah. Interesting maneuver here for Arcadia University, sneaking a game by us. He's not streaming anymore. I guess it is over. Apparently, Arcadia has already played their 3 matches, and they did get swept here 0-3. Apparently, they've already played their stealth rogue into the bomb warrior matchup, which they lost. So when we were talking about how good that is into bomb warrior and how it could win, I guess we were wrong. So because it already happened, it's very interesting. So game 1 was a stealth rogue into a bomb warrior matchup that Arcadia lost, and then the rest was the bomb warrior through the next 2 decks. So apparently Arcadia got swept, and we just didn't see the first game for some reason. An interesting maneuver by Arcadia to sneak game 1 by us, I guess.
Yeah.
Didn't seem to pay off for him though, but
no, it did not.
Oh well, that's the match then. 0-3, Wyoming University wins, and they will be locked into playoffs for Tespa Varsity. Arcadia, however, will be falling out of playoffs. I mean, they have like a 2% chance or something to get in, but when we learn anything about RNG, especially when you have like 8 bombs in someone's deck with 11 cards left, it's not going too hot. So I do believe Arcadia is out of Tespa. for this split in this season. Can confirm later in a later stream, but it does appear that Arcadia is out for this season. Really, really sad to see. Arcadia was playing this more aggro-y, greedy deck because they expected Wyoming to not play kind of what they played. So the fact that they saw Wyoming's deck list really threw a wrench in things when Wyoming switches it up to a more weapon techy late game kind of composition. So Arcadia was playing in fairly unwinnable, not unwinnable, but hard matchups to win, especially into that Shaman with 4 or 5 weapon removals. But Arcadia did pull it off. They put both games really late. The Druid was fairly back and forth. Like one turn, either team could have won or lost the game. But especially in Druid, as we talked about earlier, the later you go into the game, the harder it is to beat it because it has so much sustain. And with the Ysera and stuff, it can always go wide. And the Shaman, they kind of lost off that Harrison play, which is a really good read by Wyoming to just play it. It shut off Arcadia for the rest of the game.
A look at the Twitch chat, and Aiden has confirmed on it that Druid matchup was the game 3.
Apparently, they played a Stealth Rogue into a Bomb Warrior, which was weird because our client was messed up or something. We didn't get to see that game. I bet you guys were I bet everyone in Twitch chat was so riveted to see a Stealth Rogue game because those are my favorite. I love playing a deck that feels jank every turn you play it. Personally. So I'll assume how the Stealth Rogue into the Warrior game went is that they got Bladestormed like a single turn out of that game, and then got hit in the face a lot, and they lost. So that's probably how it went. You can take my word on the Twitch chat. I'm the expert here. I'm the playmaker.
Yes, you are, Mason.
Yeah, both Arcadia teams are looking forward to. Well, actually, we don't know if Tespa's going into Open next semester because they did both splits in one semester. So we've been thinking that Tespa is not going to happen next semester. Maybe still varsity, but not Tespa Open. However, B team of Hearthstone should still be playing an ECAC, which we did make a playoff berth in this semester. So we're hoping to get back into playoffs next semester. Arcadia University, Arcadia Esports or the A team. I'm obviously better. They're probably still going to play Tespa, and if Tespa's not around, they might go into ECAC too, and we'll see Arcadia just roll through it because we feel like it. That'll definitely happen. So yeah, plans are weird right now because of how Tespa is. We're still figuring it all out. Corey, do you have any predictions on how Hearthstone's going to go in the spring?
I think that with the new expansion coming out soon, it's gonna change up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I kind of wish the expansion came out in like January, so we could hop into competition like a week into the expansion, so no one knows what to do, which would have been more fun. But I guess no one can have fun here, so we're gonna have to like wait until the meta shifts out and like shakes up, and then evens back out, and then we'll see what we can play. I am hyped for this expansion though. I think it's really gonna change a lot of the game up, and I don't know. From what I'm seeing, it's removing aggro kind of lineups from the game, going to more mid-range, late game combo-y decks.
Absolutely.
Still a little angry that Arcadia snuck by game 1 by us, not gonna lie.
Nothing we can do about that, Mason. Nothing we can do.
You're right. Alrighty, are we doing Rocket League later, or have we already got it? I think Rocket League's probably already going. So we'll see if we might be sneaking into a Rocket League match for casting here, but if not, this will be it for Arcadia today. Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yep, we might be coming back for a Rocket League. We might not. So for today, Arcadia Hearthstone has lost against Wyoming University 3-0 into Tespa Varsity playoff play-ins. Wyoming will be moving to playoffs, and Arcadia will sadly be dropping out. We will see what they are get into in Open still. We still have Tespa Open. And then next semester, we'll see what happens. But for now, that is Arcadia's Tespa run should be over this semester. And as of that, I am signing off. This was Mason, or Night TV. You follow me. I don't know where the thing is, like down here, probably. Yep, I pointed towards it. I have sick emotes like Night TV Hard, which I'll put in chat eventually when I open it up.
You will not regret following Night TV on
Yep.
Twitch.
Also, give me a tier 3 sub because I don't stream ever, and I would like your money. Thank you. And also, be sure to Corey's probably this way. Follow Corey at Corey Clavin
Corey
on Instagram.
underscore Clevin on Instagram.
See, you got it for me. There we go. That's our shout outs for today. And all right, it was a good day today, I think. Love me some Hearthstone. And as of that, we are signing out tonight. Goodbye, everyone.
Have a good night.
All these dreams go passing by. We'll find a way to bring back sunlight. Don't tempt me, I'll find a way. We will find a all these dreams go passing by. We'll find a way to bring back sunlight. Don't tempt me, I'll find a way. We will find a way. We will find a way. Settle down today, we'll find a way to run towards what we have made. Take my hand and drive tonight. We'll find a way to bring back sunlight.